Imagine for a moment that time is not measured by clocks or calendars, but by the rise and fall of great cosmic tides, waves of existence swelling and retreating across the infinite expanse. It is as though the universe breathes, each inhalation stretching across millennia, each exhalation sweeping away entire civilizations. Stars ignite like sparks upon a vast ocean, flickering briefly before being swallowed by the currents of time. Galaxies drift like ships upon these celestial waves, their fates intertwined in a silent, unceasing waltz. And we, fragile creatures of dust and memory, are mere echoes upon the shore, swept away before we can truly grasp the immensity of it all. That the heartbeat of the universe is slow, impossibly slow, and yet we exist in only a single fleeting breath of its eternity. The stars burn with relentless intensity, the galaxies drift in their eternal waltz, and we, ephemeral beings of dust and memory, flicker like candle flames against the backdrop of infinity. We are here for only the briefest whisper of it all, mere echoes in a universe that neither notices nor remembers. The vast expanse stretches far beyond our grasp, our stories dissolving into the fabric of time, carried away like leaves upon an endless wind. We do not own time. We borrow it fleetingly, like a breath drawn in the vast expanse of eternity. And in that breath, we lift our gaze to the heavens, humbled by the enormity of existence, grasping for meaning in a universe that moves without regard for our presence. What will we miss when our moment ends? What stories, woven into the fabric of space-time, will play out beyond our ability to witness? Will the stars continue their silent conversations, whispering secrets we were never meant to hear? What cosmic symphonies resonating through the void will perform for an audience of ghosts, memories fading into the endless night? Every civilization is built on the fragile illusion that time belongs to us, that history bends to our will. The great empires of Rome, Egypt, and Mesopotamia once stood as beacons of human ambition, their leaders certain that their legacies would stand unchallenged for eternity. Yet time proved indifferent, crumbling their monuments, fading their names into whispers, and burying their triumphs beneath the shifting sands. Like them, we too build, we too dream, believing that our mark upon the world is permanent. Though the tide of time tells a different story, we carve our stories into stone, build monuments to defy the ages, and believe that our mark upon the world is permanent. But in truth, we are children standing on the shore of an endless ocean, watching waves crash upon the rocks, never questioning how many have come before or how many will come after. The tide erases all, sweeping away the echoes of voices once certain they would be remembered. Just as it swallowed the languages of forgotten civilizations, the tongues that once filled bustling streets, now reduced to symbols etched on crumbling ruins. The voices of the Etruscans, the songs of the Mayans, the wisdom of the Sumerians, all washed away by time's unrelenting currents, leaving behind only fragments of their stories, waiting to be deciphered by those who come long after. The waters rise and recede, indifferent to the dreams of those who stand upon the shore, their footprints swallowed as if they had never been there at all. We mark our existence with footprints on soil and on sand, and even on the barren rock of the moon. And yet, the first footsteps we placed on that silent world will one day vanish. There is no wind on the moon, no rain, but time will still erase them, grain by grain, under the unrelenting impact of celestial dust. The harsh, unyielding environment will grind them down as meteoroids bombard the surface, scattering the fine lunar regolith. The first imprint of our greatest journey will fade, the lines and curves of human ambition erased by the slow, indifferent hands of the cosmos. And one day, the moon will stand untouched again, as it was for billions of years before we ever looked up and dreamed. And even here on Earth, our greatest monuments, built in defiance of time, will crumble. The towering pyramids of Giza, once gleaming under the relentless sun, will erode, their stones scattered like dust in the wind. The grand Colosseums of Rome, which once echoed with the roars of thousands, will become silent ruins, overrun with vines and shadows of the past. The sprawling cities, the mighty bridges, the towering skyscrapers, one by one, they will succumb to nature's slow, unyielding grasp. The forests will reclaim the streets, their roots winding through the cracks of forgotten avenues, while rivers, patient and unwavering, will carve through the remnants of our greatest achievements. The cities that once pulsed with life, filled with the ambitions of millions, will fade into whispers of what once was, their echoes carried away by the indifferent wind. Beyond the boundaries of Earth, the cosmic gears continue their slow and merciless grind. The stars do not stop burning for us, nor do the galaxies halt their endless drift. In the far reaches of time, cataclysmic events will unfold, supernovae exploding in brilliant bursts of light, black holes colliding in silent, violent embraces, and new worlds coalescing from the dust of long-dead stars. We will not be here to witness these celestial spectacles, these grand orchestrations of destruction and rebirth, and yet they will continue, indifferent to our absence, playing out on a scale too vast for human comprehension. Somewhere, far away, a dying red giant trembles on the edge of collapse. It has burned for millions of years, its core a furnace of unimaginable pressure, forging the very elements that make life possible. Soon, perhaps tomorrow, perhaps in 1,000 years, it will explode in a spectacular burst of light and energy, a supernova so intense that for a brief time, it will outshine entire galaxies. The explosion will ripple across the cosmos, sending shockwaves through the void, scattering heavy elements like gold and iron into the interstellar medium. For months, the afterglow will linger, a celestial ember flickering against the backdrop of eternity, casting long shadows across the earth, though no human will remain to see them. We will not be here to see it, nor will our descendants, nor the echoes of our civilizations. The universe will carry on, indifferent to the brief flicker of our existence, weaving its intricate dance of destruction and rebirth. And yet, in some distant place, remnants of us may still drift, a probe sailing endlessly through the void, a golden record whispering into silence, a faint signature in the cosmic tapestry, lingering long after the voices that sent it have faded to nothing. The glow will fade, the dust will settle, and from the remnants of destruction, new worlds will form. Planets that no human eye will ever see, circling new suns that will burn long after Earth has turned silent. Perhaps in some distant epoch, another sentient race will rise, gazing up at unfamiliar constellations, crafting their own myths, and marveling at the cosmic forces that shape their world. But we, the dreamers of this age, were never meant to witness it all. We are but whispers in the great expanse, echoes of curiosity and wonder, fading gently into the dark. Even the things we have come to know and love, the constants in our night sky, are impermanent. Saturn, crowned with its ethereal rings, will one day lose its majesty. The icy debris that forms its delicate structure is falling, drawn by gravity, a slow but inevitable rain that will take them away. Piece by piece, those rings will dissolve into the planet's atmosphere or be cast into space as drifting remnants of what once was. 100 million years from now, Saturn will be bare, unrecognizable, its iconic beauty a forgotten memory in the vast, ever-changing cosmos. But perhaps another world will rise to take its place in the cosmic theater. Perhaps Mars, with its trembling moon Phobos, will gain rings of its own, sculpted by the relentless pull of gravity and time. Over millennia, the moon will crumble, its fragmented remains spreading into a delicate, shimmering halo around the red planet. A silent exchange, one beauty fading, another emerging, painting a new masterpiece upon the canvas of the cosmos. And yet, for all our longing, we will not see it, our stories lost to time, as the universe continues its unceasing transformation. Our own sun, so familiar, so warm, is not eternal. It too has a fate written in the language of physics, unchanging and inescapable. It will expand, turning red, its fiery arms reaching beyond Mercury, beyond Venus, and at last consuming the Earth in a final, blinding embrace. The oceans will boil into vapor, the atmosphere will be torn away by the relentless solar winds, and the world that nurtured life for eons will be reduced to a barren, molten rock, drifting through the void. But the sun's end is not an abrupt catastrophe. It is a slow and solemn farewell. It will linger as a white dwarf, a cooling ember of its former brilliance, gradually dimming over billions of years until its light is no more. It will become a cold, blackened remnant of what once was, adrift in the dark, a silent monument to the passage of time, bearing no witness to the life that once thrived in its glow. There are darker fates that await our world, slow and inescapable. The magnetic field that shields us from cosmic storms is due to reverse, a shift that has happened countless times in Earth's deep past. When it does, the planet will be vulnerable, fragile against the sun's deadly breath. Charged solar particles will slip through weakened defenses, bombarding the atmosphere, disrupting communication networks, and rendering satellites useless. Our technology, our power grids, the delicate web that binds civilization together, it will all tremble in the face of forces beyond our control. Auroras, once confined to the poles, will dance wildly across equatorial skies, a hauntingly beautiful omen of the chaos unfolding below. And yet, the Earth will endure as it always has, indifferent to the struggles of those who call it home. But Earth itself, with or without us, will continue its silent journey. In time, our moon will drift away. Inch by inch, year by year, it pulls from us, as though weary of the world it once knew. And as it departs, our nights will change, casting unfamiliar shadows across the land. Our tides will weaken, no longer the force that shaped ancient shores, and our axis will wobble, throwing seasons into chaos. The days will stretch into strange, unfamiliar lengths as the moon's silent presence fades into the abyss. One day, so far from now that even mountains will have turned to dust and oceans will have dried to forgotten basins, Earth will be unrecognizable, and still, the moon will continue its slow exodus into the void, a spectral wanderer lost in the vast, indifferent cosmos. But these are small changes compared to what awaits in the deep corridors of time. Our very galaxy is fated for transformation, not in fire, but in a slow, intricate chaos. The Andromeda Galaxy, distant yet unrelenting, is drifting closer with each passing moment. In 4 billion years, it will arrive, and the Milky Way will become an arena of cosmic upheaval, as stars are tossed into new orbits. Planetary systems are reshaped, and supermassive black holes entwine in a final dramatic collision. The heavens will be rewritten, a spectacle of destruction and rebirth unfolding on a scale beyond comprehension, indifferent to the lives and stories once held beneath its vast expanse. But it will not be an end. From the wreckage, a new galaxy will rise, a luminous beacon in the endless void, a spiral of stars and planets, swirling in an intricate dance of rebirth. It will carry the remnants of what we once were, our celestial dust scattered among the forming worlds, a quiet testament to the fleeting brilliance of life that once gazed at the stars and wondered. A new name, a new sky, and though our voices will have long since faded, the echoes of our existence will drift like cosmic dust, silent witnesses to a world that once was. But for all the things we will miss, there is something profoundly beautiful in the knowledge that we were here at all. That in the infinite stretch of time, for one fleeting instant, we lifted our gaze to the cosmos and dared to dream. That we imagined worlds beyond our reach, whispered questions into the vastness, and marveled at the stars, even knowing we could never hold them in our grasp. We may not witness the final fate of the cosmos, nor hear the last echoes of its story, but we have today. We have now. And that is a gift beyond measure, a fleeting yet profound moment to exist, to wonder, and to leave behind whispers in the great expanse of time. Because the truth is, we were never meant to see the end. We were meant to witness the beauty of this fleeting moment, to embrace the wonder of existence, and to etch our stories into the fabric of time. We were meant to dream, to reach beyond our grasp, to stare into the infinite abyss with awe, and to leave behind echoes of our longing, to look up at the endless night and whisper to the stars, we were here, we mattered. And in that whisper, we will live forever.